Get fired up on the WFO line.
WFO, Joe.
954-889-6796.
Just been an absolute joy to be a drag racing fan.
Go wide open, and your call may be used on the show.
Or preface by saying I'm not a Kurt Busch fan or apologist. I don't know where Greg Anderson's ego is gone, but I know one person that's going to be a big-time villain in pro stock.
That's 954-889-6796. That phone line is always WFO.
Well, if I could have your attention here in the Media Center, we will begin our winners' press conference for the 50th annual Drydene 400. We're joined by Rob Kauffman with Chip Ganassi Racing and crew chief Chad Johnston. We'll open the floor up for questions. If you have questions, please raise your hand. We'll get a wireless mic to you. We'll start here with Davey.
Davey Siegel with Front Stretch. Chad, it seemed like clean air here was king as always, but did that go into your strategy in terms of when to pit Kyle, when to not, and get him in clean air?
Yeah, for sure. I told the guys on the pit box, barring a late caution, that I felt the race was going to be won on that last restart. So anything we could do to make sure we had control of the race and could come off turn 2 with the lead was going to put us in our best opportunity to win. And that, to me, that race was won off pit road by the guys on pit road. So.
Additional questions here from the deadline room? Rob, it's been a long time coming for the 42 car, and talk about the success that you experienced today and having Kyle back in victory lane, what that means for the organization.
Well, obviously, winning is excellent. That's why we do this, and it's just a culmination of a lot of hard work. You know, the one team's been a big contributor this year as well overall, and obviously puts the 42 team in a good position for the playoffs. And we've said many times that if we can get Kyle into the Final Four at Homestead, we have a better than fighting chance. So hopefully this is a great step in the right direction. So really proud of everybody's hard work.
Good deal. We'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Chad, how do you, since you're already in the third round, how do you start approaching these next 2 races? Or are you just focusing more on the third round and trying to get through those, and how you view those tracks for you guys?
Yeah, I think for us, obviously, you can breathe a little bit easier going into Talladega, we all know what Talladega's like, but I think we still have to try to put points on the board, whether it's bonus points or race win points with, there's a lot of guys have 5-6 wins and a lot of bonus points that they're going to roll over to that next stage. So anything we can do to close the gap on that. Obviously, with Martinsville being in that last round, that's not the greatest place for us. So, but we feel like Texas and Phoenix are places that we can win at. So I think our focus is going to be on what can we do better going to Martinsville to make sure that we have a solid run there and leave there with the most points that we can. And
to follow up, Chad, is I understand what you talk about in getting points, but with where you guys are positioned point-wise, I know anything can happen, but with the focus, why focus on trying to score points? Why not focus on almost solely on the third round for you guys, just because that could elevate you, and it may be difficult to get in on points. I mean, I know one car is going to get in on points, but
yeah, I would say that we've got pretty good momentum. We've been executing really well, and I think anything that you do different than what you've been doing is taken away from the end goal, and that's to execute and come out of here with the most points possible each and every week. So I don't think you focus your attention. I don't think you can forget about the next 2 weeks. Obviously, you go to Kansas and have a strong run, you can potentially learn a lot of stuff that you can take to Texas with you. And in Phoenix, with the repave, race is a lot like an intermediate. So I think there's still a lot you can learn by going to Kansas and being strong. But I think more than anything, just keep executing. And we've been executing by trying to come out of each and every week with the most points possible. So I don't think taking our eye off of that prize is probably the right thing to do at this point for us.
Go next to Noah.
Noah Lewis, TSJ Sports. Chad, it's hard to believe, but this is the first time you guys have been in victory lane since Richmond in 2017. How special and how necessary was it to get this team back to victory lane?
It's obviously, really important. Like Rob said, we won at the All-Star race. People forget about that because it wasn't a points race, but it's still a race and $1 million. So, but it's really special. And like I was talking to Claire earlier, I think it's even more special to win it because of our pit road performance. Those guys have taken a lot of criticism last year, the beginning of this year, made some swaps as far as where we had people at the beginning of this year, and they've dug deep and they've worked hard, and they're coming into their own at the right time. And like I said, that race today was won because of pit road performance, not because of car performance.
Any additional questions here in the deadline room? Gentlemen, congratulations on the victory. Good luck next week.
All right, we're going to wrap up our media availabilities here at Dover International Speedway for today's Drydene 400. We are joined by our race winner, Kyle Larson, the driver of the number 42 Clover Chevrolet for Chip Ganassi Racing. We will open up to questions. Please raise your hand. We will get a wireless microphone to you. We'll start here with Noah.
Noah Lewis, TSJ.101sports.com. Kyle, I asked the same thing to Chad. Other than the All-Star race, this was the first win since Richmond in 2017. How necessary and how special was it for this team?
Yeah, it's always good to win, but to end win this drought was good. But it's not a shock either. I feel like we've been running really well this year, aside from the beginning of the year, and even in the beginning of the year we were still at some good speed. I was just making a lot of mistakes. So we've been able to clean up what we've been doing on race days and executing and going about the races more patiently. So our car's been getting better the last couple months, so it was good to dominate a race like we did today.
You can go to the far right to Zach.
Zach Zerniolo, Pocono Record, NASCAR Wire Services. Kyle, knowing that you've got the win here today, you're through to the next round, do you feel like this makes you an immediate threat for this championship to get to the round of 4?
I don't know. Depending on who makes it out of this round, I'm still going to be a ways back on points to, Martin, Kyle, Kevin, Joey, to start the next round. To start today, I was like 18 points back at Keselowski. So, that's still, a lot to overcome. It's going to be even bigger probably to start the next round. So, but, Texas, we could go there and win. We could go to Phoenix and have a good shot to win. Martinsville, hopefully we could go have a good run there. But we'll see. So it's just nice to get a win, get some playoff points, and just kind of chip away at our deficit that we're in. Not in, but compared to those guys.
Go ahead, Davey.
Davey Siegel with Front Stretch. So this is the first time that Chip Ganassi Racing is on to the round of 8, as well as yourself, and you've been very loyal to Chip. You've said as much. He's said as much. Does that kind of give this win a little bit of an extra meaning to you?
Yeah, Chip's had opportunity to win a championship, I think, one other time maybe, and I think Sterling Marlin got hurt that year. So, he was probably going to win the championship that season had he not gotten hurt. So, it would be nice to get him that championship that he's honestly, probably owed. So, yeah, it's to move on to the next round special, but we're not just satisfied with being in the round of 8. We want to go and make it into that final round at Homestead, where it's my best track. And it's the final year for the championship race to be at Homestead. So I've looked at it, this ever since they released next year's schedule this is my best opportunity to win a championship. So I got to take advantage of that.
Any additional questions for Kyle? All right. We'll go to Dustin.
Dustin Long, NBC Sports. Kyle, I know obviously you've won in different series. You've won different things. So you've won in the last 2 years. But what does winning this race mean? What does it mean for you? What does it mean for this team? I think you've always heard it. It's like, hey, if you get to Miami, you could be the favorite, but you've got to get there. You got to win races, and you guys hadn't done that, and you've been building that consistency. What does winning today at this moment mean for you and this team with where it's come?
Yeah, it's great to win in any series, like you said. That helps. I think that helps me feel like it hasn't been a long time since I've won a race, or even in the Cup Series. I've won sprint car races this year. I've won midget races this year, go-kart races. So yeah, it doesn't feel like that long, but I feel like our cars have been capable of winning. I've ran second 9 times, I think I heard, since my last win. So, we've challenged and we've been close to winning. But yeah, it's just haven't put it all together. I'm sure there's some of those races where I finished second without a second place car, probably overachieved. But I feel like I've definitely given up 5 or 6 since then. But yeah, I feel like look at the really good guys and I'm comparable to speed on them, but they just, whatever it is, they can go out there and do what it takes to win at the end of the races, where I've been trying to get a lot better at that and figure out, what that even is to win. But yeah, we just got to keep doing what we've been doing. I feel really good about our stuff, feel really good about our team right now. So go on to Talladega and, try and win there. I said we'll be there, with no stress, but I still want to go out there and do what I can to win, as well as help our Chevy teammates, and just keep winning, because we gotta make some more points up.
And when you talk about just trying to win in the series, obviously you know how to win in the sprint cars, the midgets, and everything else that you've won. What is the difference in what it takes to win here? I mean, I know in a lot of ways it's the same. There's some similar things, but because maybe the competition's harder, what are things that a little bit more challenging, or what's something that you did today that kind of helped push you over the edge? I know track position was obviously key.
Yeah, I mean, track position's massive here, but yeah, it's just it takes focus to win in any type of car, but it takes a different type of focus to win a 400 or 500 mile race. In a sprint car race, it's 30, 40 laps, and they don't have an opportunity to work on their car at any point in the race to make it better. Where in this, I've tried to get better at my communication and trying to make it easier for the team to figure out what adjustments to make. Because I feel like, I look at other people and in the past I've been good the first half of races or even past that, but then it seems like as other people get to work on their cars, that's where they, maybe get better than me at the end, and that's what they find to go out there and win. So today I felt like, I was struggling. I was getting frustrated in the early part of the race, and then took a deep breath, changed up what I was doing behind the wheel, and we also made our car better at the same time, and here we are, with a win. So I think that's just the things that guys like Kyle Busch and Kevin Harvick and Logano, Truex, Keselowski are really good at just staying focused. And not that I wasn't focused, it just takes a different level of focus.
We're going to go in the far back right to Bob.
Bob Hawkers, Fox Sports. Kyle, you were talking about about the team, and I think Chad was talking about it earlier, just how big a win it was because you've made some mistakes on pit road. The crew has made mistakes. Do you feel like this win is exciting for you guys, or maybe more of a relief, and maybe will allow the team to, for lack of a better term, relax a little bit?
I don't know. I don't know if I would call it a relief, or I don't even really know what to call it, really. Like I said, I feel like we've been close to winning now for the last 12 or 13 races. So it's been there, and then we did it today, and it's like, all right, I knew we could do it. So now let's go get some more. But yeah, it's been a heck of a season for us. We were we had bad luck early in the year, but we also made mistakes. I made mistakes. Our team made mistakes. Our pit crew made mistakes. Mostly my mistakes, I feel like. But I've been able to clean up what I've been doing. Still made mistakes. I think we've been top 10 a lot here lately. But Indy, I had the best car there and crashed. New Hampshire, I crashed in practice and had a great car in the race and then crashed in the race. So. There's still areas where I can get better, but our cars have been doing a lot better, and our team as a whole has been doing a whole heck of a lot better here the last few months.
Do you have anything final for Kyle? All right, Kyle, well, congratulations. Good luck next week.
Thank you.
This is WFO Radio.